A Democrat governor's sweeping gun ban just hit a roadblock. A federal judge is temporarily blocking key parts of the governor of New Mexico's plan to suspend the right to legally carry guns in Albuquerque and the surrounding county. Now, that plan met with fierce protests and calls for her impeachment after the governor claimed that no constitutional right was absolute. Even local law enforcement have said they would not enforce her order. The judge blocked the portion of the order that prohibits lawful gun owners from carrying their guns in public for 30 days, ruling that it's not enforceable, saying in his decision, quote, "The violation of a constitutional right, even for minimal periods of time, unquestionably constitutes irreparable injury." And Kaylee, that's the entire point, that in the any type of analysis of a suspension of a constitutional right, there is a really high bar. You have to prove that it is absolutely necessary. And here, the joke is, she even acknowledged responsible gun ownership is not the issue. And yet she goes ahead and tries to wave away the Constitution, focusing on legal gun carriage.
Right, and we've already talked about the Heller decision, McDonald, the Supreme Court jurisprudence, going back all the way to last year, as recently saying the Second and 14th Amendments protect an individual's right to carry a handgun for self-defense. So it's very clear what she did was unconstitutional. But let me say this. I firmly believe we have a two-tier justice system. I understand distrust for the justice system among Republicans and more broadly among even independents. But let me maintain that what we are seeing happen right now on this issue is an instance of our justice system working, and that is encouraging to see, working across party lines in favor of the Constitution, which should be absolute, because you have a judge, a federal judge, appointed by Biden, striking down a Democrat governor saying this is unconstitutional. You have an attorney general who is a Democrat saying, I'm not going to enforce this. It is unconstitutional. You have a sheriff who is a Democrat saying this is unconstitutional. You have Ted Lieu, who's a Democrat. You have David Hogg, who's an activist on this issue. So it's encouraging to see respect for the Constitution. There aren't a lot of victories we get to celebrate in this country, but this is one of them.
Ironically, everyone's favorite senator did not say, oh, this is unconstitutional. Let's watch a little bit of what Elizabeth Warren had to say.
Our mayors and our governors have the hardest job in the world right now when it comes to gun violence. Keep in mind, for example, in the District of Columbia a few years back, D.C. said, we just want to basically ban carrying guns. And good for D.C. They said it was going to bring down gun violence, and they were right. And then an extremist United States Supreme Court said, nope, we're not going to let you do it.
So enter delusion from stage left, Michelle, after, as Kaylee laid out, even everyone from the attorney general to the police chief to the sheriff, Ted Lieu, everyone says this is bananas. Well, welcome to Banana Land.
Well, she is the mayor, the governor, the president of Banana Land, in my opinion. But it was funny that you said enter stage left. It certainly wouldn't come from stage right. But
Exactly.
There are two issues here for me. Number one, why was this governor doing this? Okay, why did she think that she could suspend a portion of the Constitution, as you said, against legal carriage of guns for law-abiding citizens? Was this, some have suggested, a trial balloon to see how people would react? Yeah, the second part of it is she said it was for a public health emergency. We know what happens when people rely on this idea of a public health emergency to suddenly just have a knee-jerk reaction. Oh, someone got, and it's terrible what's happened there. Don't get me wrong. These deaths of especially young children that get killed by gunfire, it is gut-wrenching and heart-wrenching. But to have that knee-jerk reaction, it's the gun's fault, everybody put your guns away. That's why we have a Constitution, to protect against these things. So it was a failure from start to finish.
And we're seeing a lot of interesting political decisions being made lately, Harris, that, as websites get refreshed and people undergo makeovers and then they step to the lectern and announce something that is utterly out of left field. And the answer to the question of why might be in the eye of the speaker.
So it's interesting. I think Michelle brings up an excellent point. The impetus behind this, it's name and lights. It's that 15 minutes of fame. It's that political thirst to be atop your game and to maybe run for president one day. Who knows? But her words were, even though she's likely to lose this battle, I'm confident that I am the right person to bring. I'm confident that I should be pushing this. I'm confident and it is this just truly about her? Does she even hold any sort of opinion or care for the people in her constituency who want to be able to defend themselves per the Second Amendment? Or, as she said, she's afraid if everybody has guns for everybody else. Who's she talking about? Like, who is she defending? It was such a great question. So I do think that what you're pointing out is the most important one now. Why is she so confident? Who's promised her something?
And it seems like, unless it's Elizabeth Warren, everyone else sees that this was blatantly unconstitutional and sort of a waste of time, and certainly a waste of our tax dollars in that federal court.
So it starts and ends where you said, Second Amendment rights to bear arms. I've spent significant amount of time in New Mexico, by the way. The one thing, Elizabeth Warren's talking about Washington, D.C. There's a homestead in New Mexico. People actually use guns to protect themselves in New Mexico. And not only that, most of these crimes are occurred, as you know, people that have guns illicitly. And what about mental health, which is never talked about by these Democrat talking points? Again, if you can't do this. And even if you did it, it wouldn't stop the crimes from occurring. And again, the people doing them usually have mental health issues. All of that from a public health point of view, my point of view, is paramount.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.